It's episode 277 of Magic the Amateur.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for people who want to get better at the game of Magic, are learning the game of Magic, just enjoy hanging out and playing Magic with their friends, or who know what the word magic means to them personally.
All of that and more.
That's right.
Here on Magic the Amateuring.
Yes.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm a number one.
I'm a number one.
I'm a number one. I'm the numeral one. Figure it out.
What number would you be if you could be a number?
18.
Great choice.
What number would you be if you could be a number?
12.
Okay. You're like a dozen. You're like an even dozen.
Yeah, I'm a carton of eggs.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe
Aren't we
myself
all?
on my dating profile.
I'm one of the extra large cartons of eggs, you know? Like when you go and they have an extra row.
Really? Like 3 rows of eggs?
Yeah, there's like 3 rows of eggs, so you can get 18 eggs in case you really enjoy eggs, or you're cooking them for a lot of people.
I have never seen an 18 egger.
Yes, you have. Yes, I swear you have.
I have not.
I will show you one, and you'll be like, I have seen that before.
I'm gonna be creeped out. It's gonna be like looking at a row of shark's teeth.
It's just like a row of eggs.
I don't know. It's making me feel weird. Welcome to today's show. We have a great show lined up for you. Of course, just like we had last week, we've got our brand new thing where we are doing top 5 things you need to know in Magic this week so you can start your magical life out right.
That's right. We're also going to bring you some tales from the queues.
Yes, I'm very excited for these spooky tales of playing Magic Online or Arena that we have encountered, told as ghost stories.
Yes.
Ooh. So get out your s'more cooking gear.
Yeah, we're also going to talk about some standard corner going-ons.
We had some Grand Prix.
Yeah, what's happening in standard? Standard.
And we're going to
100% a real name.
dip into the mailbag and answer some listener questions from our Discord chat.
Ooh.
And I'm going to try not to move my neck very much.
That's right. Maria is currently suffering.
I have a neck injury, which sounds, really bad.
It really does when you say it like that.
I don't know. I threw out my neck. Is that something you can do? Call us at 1-800-NOT-A-MEDICAL-PODCAST because I don't know what I did. And it's been hurting for 3 days. I went to a chiropractor, don't worry, and a massage therapist, but it's still not better. I need help.
If you are a neck medical expert, please tweet at us with the hashtag Where's My Neck?
By the way, thank you to everybody who tweeted hashtag $10 tire at us the other day. We found out that the original Montia was sold for $225.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No word on the tires, but if the car was $225,
yeah,
I gotta feel like the tire was around
$10 tires. Well, this week's hashtag Where's My Neck?
Where's my neck? Where's my neck?
For anyone who's thrown it out, doesn't know where it is.
Thank you to everybody who's a supporter of our humble little show on Patreon. Patreon.com/MTAcast is the place to go to help support our show and keep it going.
That's right. And maybe you're listening and you're like, why would I pay for something that I can get for free?
Great question.
Because do you know what? You are listening to our podcast for free.
For free.
But the thing is that it's not free for us to make.
No.
For one. And we hope that it doesn't have $0 value to you.
Yeah.
So for as little as $1.25 an episode, cents per day, $5 a month, you can support the podcast. You can listen and say, hey, this is worth more than $0.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Like, how much is this a podcast and the videos and all the content we produce worth to me?
Not
every
just
month?
the podcast, but videos. Coming out this week, our hot What Not to Do in Dominaria draft.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Check your YouTube feed on Wednesday. That video will be dropping. If you've been having a little trouble with Dominaria or you just want some tips on how to get better, we've got some for you.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, patreon.com/MTAcast. We'd love to see you as part of the family. And when you listen, you get to know, hey, I help make that happen.
I do.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, that's me.
That's me right there. Big thanks to cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. They also help make this show happen. If you need anything magic related, go to that website, use that link so they know that you're supporters of us too, and buy whatever you need. They'll ship it to you super fast. Their customer service is literally the best in the business.
Yep.
And they'll help, they'll personalize your order. They'll draw you little tokens.
Cute.
All their stuff is great. And they have this new product they're offering, which is if you want to do a chaos draft at your house with your buds, you can just buy a chaos draft pack from them. They'll just give you all the packs. Boom, done.
Nice.
One click, psh, chaos
Sweet.
draft. I'm ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Available at cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. what you need to know this week.
That's right. We're bringing you the top 5 hot dropping news tips. News leads, hot dropping.
Hot dropping is really the key phrase there.
Absolutely. First of all, GP Birmingham happened. It was a double GP with a legacy portion and a standard portion. Legacy, oldest GP winner of all time.
I know, that's so cool.
Pretty awesome.
Gary Campbell is 52 years old and he won with Mono Red Prison.
Whoa.
And then, of course, there was a standard portion.
Yeah.
And that was Simon Nielsen won.
That's right.
Playing black-red vehicles.
Wow. Get that white out of here. We don't need Mardu up in this area.
No.
I was about to say vehicular motorist. Veteran motorist. We don't need
well,
you.
you know, that's
vehicular
what he does.
motorist. Not wrong.
We'll talk more about that coming up later in the show.
That's right. You can now draft on Arena.
Number 2, yeah, if you have an Arena beta code, check it out. The draft thing is really cool. You draft against AI, and it's pretty smart. And then you play 7 games with it, and if you don't lose 3 times, you get sweet prizes. You get more than a draft back.
You play until 3 losses or 7 wins.
Or
whichever
7
comes
wins
first.
Yeah, and it's really fun. I did it the other day. It worked great.
Yeah.
And just stomped all over people.
We've got some brawl changes happening.
Yeah.
We anticipated this last week, and as soon as the episode came out, same day. Brawl out of here.
Brawl, get out of here. You're banned. You're
Got
banned
the
in Brawl.
axe. That's right.
You might have the same name as Brawl, but guess what? You're banned.
You're banned.
And we're not starting at 30 life anymore. We're starting at 20.
That's right. Dropping that life total down a little bit.
Yeah, and that's not like a final thing. Wizards just said that they're just still going to look at it. And maybe they'll put it up to 25. They don't know for sure.
Yeah,
we're just tuning it.
Nice. News bit number 4, Karn. Just wild.
Karn is really good, everybody.
This card is great.
Newsflash.
Everyone's just like, this card's gonna be $100.
Yeah.
People are putting it in Modern Affinity.
Wow.
Because they're like, you do the minus where you make an artifact, and it's like an 8/8.
That's sick.
And then you minus again, and you still have a Planeswalker around.
Speaking of Modern and Dominaria, apparently Teferi is making waves in Modern, replacing Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brutal.
People are like, guess what I don't want to do? Brainstorm. Guess what I do want to do? Play Teferi. And people are like, well, it's 5 mana. How is that possible? And it's like, well, not really. It's more like 3 mana.
2 lands.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
Woo. All right.
That's kind of cool.
Nice. Finally, there is an announcement day coming up this Friday.
Exciting.
And you might even see some familiar faces.
You might.
You might. In that announcement day video. Check it out. We're super excited for all the hot gossip that's coming.
You're going to find out about the stuff that's coming up after the core set. And I'm super excited for you all to know because it's pretty sweet.
Nice.
And that's, what to know this week. Let's take a peek in our mailbag.
Oh, look, I'm like Santa, but for magic.
Oh, Santa Magic Santa, what did you find?
Oh, do you know what? Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is regular Santa just Magic Santa already?
What do you mean? Wait, what's Magic Santa? Let's clear this up.
I'm just saying, like, okay, wouldn't Santa, Santa's already a little bit magic.
Yes, for sure.
So Santa is technically already Magic Santa. If
Okay.
you're thinking of lowercase magic, not uppercase magic.
But is Santa also uppercase magic Santa?
Oh, Santa might be also Magic Santa.
I mean, did you get magic cards for Christmas ever?
And did they come from Santa?
Well then, yes.
Could be Magic Santa. Anyways,
Yeah.
we've got some questions that people have whispered to their parents, and then their parents let Magic Santa know.
No, yeah,
And
yeah.
now we're going to answer them.
Yes.
That whole process sounds a little creepy when you say it like that, but okay.
I like the part where the parents whispered them.
Yeah, well, the kids are whispering them to the parents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, then the parents have to also whisper them.
Whisper
to
just
say-
Magic Santa. It's like
kind of
telephone.
strange.
It's like a
Yeah.
game of telephone.
Yeah.
And you don't get quite what you asked for at the end of it.
I love that. So yeah, if you want to submit questions, by the way, you can become a patron and get access to our Discord chat. It's a fun
That's
place
right.
to hang out. All right, what's our first question?
Squirrel Loot asks, green black elves or green white elves? Green white elves.
white elf.
In modern done in point counterpoint fashion. Okay.
Ooh, all right.
Here we go. I'll be the point counterpoint both people because you don't play elves.
That's right. So you'll point counterpoint yourself.
That's right.
Hello, welcome to Point Counterpoint. We're in today's show, green black elves versus green white elves. First up, green black elves. Make your
Yes. Well, I would like to say that sometimes Shaman of the Pack can deal lethal damage to an opponent without even having to attack. That's the first point of my point.
All right.
Ah, yes.
Lovely.
Counterpoint for green-white elves. Sometimes you have a Vizier of Remedies and a Heritage Druid in play, and you simply win the game by generating infinite mana and getting an Azuri, and then using that to make all your team giant.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, I would say, and counterpoint to that is that Heritage Druid feels very clunky, and sometimes you can have Heritage Druid and Vizier of Remedies, but if you don't have a Court of Calling or you don't have an Azuri, there's nothing to do with it. And it's not like you're playing Duskwatch Recruiter like all those other decks are sometimes, like the Abzan version.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes. Well, I would say that if you're going to play green-black elves, perhaps you should even just go ahead and try Jund elves and throw a Bloodbraid elf in there, because who doesn't like a hasty elf? I don't have anything else good to say about green-white, because I actually don't like it. Oh, all right then.
Shocking turn of events here on Point Counterpoint. So it sounds like you're recommending green-black elves to the squirreliest of squirrels.
Yes, I certainly would. I would recommend green-black elves. Although sometimes I do like green-white elves.
This show is a disaster.
We're throwing the format of this Point Counterpoint out the door. I do enjoy green-white elves because you can have Selfless Spirit. And then some people say you might as well have the combo in there, because why not? But I would say it's because Heritage Druid is just clunky. So green-white if you want it for Selfless Spirit, not if you want it for Vizier of Remedies. Yes. Thank you very much.
I'm glad we've completely cleared up your question, Squirrel.
We've definitely cleared it up. Honestly, I think I really enjoyed the Jund version when I was trying it out. Go find a list. It 5-0'd a couple of times in the modern queues, and it's super sweet.
Yeah.
I like it. So give that one a try.
Next question, is Tron or Storm worse? Great question.
Great question. Tron. Okay, moving.
Storm.
And we're done.
And we're done here.
I mean, it's. Do you mean like
such a toss-up.
annoying to play against? Tron. Probably a worse modern deck right now is probably Storm.
Yeah, but Storm. So sometimes you just can't stop them. There's
That's
nothing
true.
you can do.
Yeah, I don't love the fact that Dampening Sphere, I feel like, is potentially going to be in a lot of sideboards.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about Tron is that sometimes, even if they cast that, it's just like, if they don't kill you quickly, you just get to 7 lands naturally, and then you just cast your stuff.
Right.
Whereas Storm, it's just like, oh, I guess like they have ways to destroy it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Time will
There we
tell.
go. Time will tell.
How good that card is.
Singularity 26 acts.
Any
Why
advice
is
for
this
traveling
happening
to
to
Grand
me?
Prix?
Yeah, I mean, find friends to stay with or people to spend your time with between rounds is one of my hot tips.
You can do a carpool and have a fun road trip if you're close enough.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nice to have like something fun and lighthearted to do when you're not playing Magic. We really love, like, we usually pack games of Love Letter or stuff like that, just because it's nice to be like, hey, I'm not gonna like. It'll take your mind off of like stressing if you just lost.
Yeah.
Or if you're winning and you're like putting a ton of pressure on yourself, it'll keep you from getting into like weird headspaces, I think.
Bring a hoodie.
Oh, yes. Otherwise,
Okay?
you're going to get cold.
You're going to get cold in that convention center.
And snacks.
And sign up for a Sky Miles program, because don't leave your value on the table. We're Magic players.
Yeah, there you go. CJ Limey asks, how much goif would a Tarmogoyf tarm if a Tarmogoyf could tarm goif?
Great question.
A Tarmogoyf,
What did we say?
A Tarmogoyf would tarm as much as it
could tarm if a Tarmogoyf could tarm goif, obviously.
We have a follow-up from Singularity 26. Also, do you think we'll see any new archetypes created from Dominaria cards other than blue-white control, or will they continue to be role players and established decks?
Well, now that we've had our first standard Grand Prix,
Yeah.
we can answer that question a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this more, but there were some unique new decks that happened. But I say for the most part, they kind of stayed
It looks like they've
similar.
slotted into to older ones. Let's see. Perhaps an overview of team limited events. Asked CJ Limey again. I think like the the biggest thing to touch on in Team Limited is like make sure you're gonna make 3 strong decks and that you're playing with someone that you're going to like you're playing with 2 people that you're going to be able to have a good conversation with.
Yeah.
Like that no one's going to steamroll over anybody else. That no one's going to like build one deck that's super strong and then want to play it and then leave the other 2 lacking. But mostly that you're going to go and have a lot of fun. So
100%. And we've done episodes specifically on Team Limited before, so you can go back into our archive and find those. If you go to our website, magictheamateuring.com, there's a little search box on the bottom. And if you type in just like Team Limited or whatever, you can find episodes where we talked about that because there's some best practices for that too.
Yeah. We have a follow-up that says that they also had the question about traveling to GPs or other large events. And I guess my other point is, because we haven't talked about this a ton, is like look up the artists and stuff that are going to be there.
Yeah.
Because if there's like a card that you love and the artist who did the art on it is going to be there and you want to get it signed, stuff like that I think can like really put it over the top in terms of enjoying an event.
Absolutely. I just found out in Vegas, the artist who did Hyena Umbra is going to be there. So
Ooh,
definitely going to get my Hyena Umbra signed. I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
And remember to tip your artists for their
Yeah.
signatures, by the way.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was some good mailbag mail. You can go into the Discord chat if you're a patron or become a new patron and send us some questions because we love answering them. And Magic Santa loves getting them.
Yeah. Whispered into Magic Santa's ear.
All right, campers, time to get out your flashlights and start a fire. It's time for Tales from the Queue. Spooky stories from Magic Online.
That's right. Let me tell you, everyone gather close for the spookiest story.
I'm
of them
already
all.
spooked.
Well, you see, I was in a draft queue.
Yes.
It had finished up.
Oh.
I had even won. What a satisfying feeling I had, and I went to leave. Because, of course, I felt that my work there was done.
Right.
But as I turned to go, I found that some dark force pulled me back.
No.
It brought my hand to the mouse. It
no.
clicked join draft.
No.
And I did. And I drafted yet again. And yet again, I found that I could not stop drafting, for so compelling were the cards, so enthralling were the synergies that I sat trapped.
Like a spirit had taken control of your body.
Ah, yes, or that a giant spider had wound me in its web.
Whoa, scary. Spooky scary.
Spooky, scary.
This is a great draft format. And
It so is.
so your spooky story is true because I always want to draft it. It's just great.
That's honestly.
But why?
Yeah. I don't know.
What is it about this set that is pushing it over the top to where everyone just wants to draft it constantly?
I think that, and this is kind of what I've also heard other people saying, is that it's just so true that you can draft anything.
Yeah.
Like you can draft any color combination and make it work, and they all do like such very different things.
Right.
Where it's like, yeah, it's just like so many strategies are viable, so many color combinations, so many archetypes are viable that it just feels like limitless. It feels like jumping into the ocean and you're just gonna swim.
No
and
matter
the
what.
ocean is really big.
And people,
As opposed to a swimming pool. It worked in my head.
people always talk about the importance of draft around uncommons and the set being successful, and they're pointing to things like spider spawning and Innistrad. And I think we get to see that here a little bit too with sagas even, like Mirari Conjecture.
Yeah. Antiquities War.
Completely draft aroundable and super fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even rares. Today, you drafted a Lich's Mastery deck.
Oh, it's so good.
Lich's Mastery, very silly card, of course.
Yeah.
We talked about last week with Hexproof, you don't lose the game. But
Yep.
And then you drafted Croson Druid whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. So
Yeah.
you kicked it. That was awesome.
Yeah,
You drew your whole deck.
For players who haven't been playing it as much, Lich's Mastery is a legendary enchantment with hexproof that says as long as it's in play, you can't lose the game.
Right.
But whenever you are dealt damage for each point of, or whenever you lose life, actually. For every point, you either have to exile a card from your graveyard, from your hand, or a permanent from the battlefield that you control.
Yeah.
But every time that you gain life, for each 1 life that you've gained, you draw a card.
Beautiful.
It is amazing. And so you can kick Croson Druid, gain 10 life, draw 10 cards. That's what we were doing.
And like a lot of people were like, you know, this card, it looks like hot jank, right? You're like, I'm never playing that. And then you're like, wait a second. This card might be the real deal. Spooky.
Spooky.
So spooky. It scared us. It crept up on us how cool it was to
And so,
play.
like, that's how we won the second game. The first game, because we've only played 1 match with this so far.
Yeah.
But it was, and I had to quit because it was the best match of Magic that I've
You're
played
like, I
in
have
like
to
a
go on
year.
this high note.
Yes, I was like, I feel so good right now. I don't want to risk it. I'll try it again later. Maybe I'll get the same feeling later.
So
but like
excellent.
the first game, all that we had done was we played the Elfheim Druid on turn 2, and then we like kicked the Kavu on turn 3. Like we kicked the Kavu on turn 3, and then we kicked a Grow from the Ashes, and then we had like Fungal Plots and Slimefoot.
I love it.
And a kicked Sapling Migration. So we literally just killed them by gaining life and drawing cards by sacrificing Saplings. Like it's a beautiful deck. It's a beautiful deck.
You want to know what I think the best color? Like, I agree. I think every color pair is viable.
Yeah.
I think the best one is, what do you think I think it is?
Blue-white.
I think it's actually blue-red.
Ooh.
Wizards.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they just have there's so much support for their synergy in this. And the reason I bring this up is that was a spooky draft deck I drafted the other
tell
day.
me the spooky story of the spooky wizards.
Well, I wanted to draft on a new and scary platform called Magic Arena.
Oh.
And I hopped right on in, and I bought a draft because I really wanted to do it. And I opened my packs, and it was scary. There wasn't really anything happening until pick 3. But I got a Joyra in this Wizards deck. Okay, I had 2 Adelies. All right,
Nice.
I had, oh my gosh, every wizard you could possibly want. Get 2 Lava Runner, by the way, the little 1-drop, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
In this deck, which you might not assume.
Yeah.
And I had 2 Chroniclers to get back all of my instants and sorceries that were pumping my team.
I like
left
Get
and
to Chronicler.
right.
It's pretty sweet.
And Time of Ice. Ooh, this was the spookiest thing of all.
Ooh, tell
Okay.
us the spooky thing about Time of Ice.
So Time of Ice, as you know, is great and very spooky if it's played across the table from you. And my opponent felt very confident, I'm sure, in their creature, which was wearing On Sarah's Wings, and their other creature, which was wearing the +2/+1 and Menace enchantment, until I played Time of Ice.
Yep.
They were about to kill me. I was at 3 life. And then I won because of Time of Ice.
Nice.
If that's not scary, I don't know what is.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I managed to get to 7 wins, and it was great because
sweet.
I got back more money than I had put into the draft, and I got packs.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was so scared.
Ooh, spooky. Here's a spooky story.
Okay.
In a draft the other day, I couldn't find a color combination that I wanted to commit to, and I kept waffling.
So scary.
Sometimes the biggest monsters are the ones inside us. And in this case,
true.
I just ended up with a 3-color, it was an Abzan deck with barely any fixing for my splash.
Nice.
But it had Helm of the Host
Ooh,
and
spooky.
the 4-mana 5/5 Dino that you can kick to fight another creature.
Ooh.
And I was splashing a Sarah Angel.
What?
I was splashing a double white guard, I admit it. And then I
Scary.
also had a Rite of Belzenlock and a Demon Lord Belzenlock. This was just like rares.deck.
I love this deck.
And like bad behavior all around because I wasn't committing to color pairs. And then I 3-0'd with it.
Who cares?
I 3-0'd because do you know what? Sometimes you just like make a demon or make a demon a different way, or you make a 4/4 flyer, or you put Helm of the Host on literally any card.
This deck sounds awesome.
It was amazing. And here was the spookiest thing I did.
Oh, so scary.
So you know the demon that Rite of Belzenlock makes says
Yes.
sacrifice a creature at the beginning of your upkeep. I put Helm of the Host on that demon.
Helm of the host on your 6/6 demon.
Yep, and I started making copies of it and having to sack more and more creatures. But of course, my opponent died before I could do anything about it.
Yeah, that's so great, though. You're like, well, if something bad happens, I'm going to be taking 12 next turn.
Exactly. Like, there's a world in which, or I think that the way the demons would work was maybe I would have to sack them each to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be bad also.
Yeah.
But...
That's awesome.
But I didn't, because obviously having multiple 6/6 trample flyers is just an absurd thing. Oh, that deck was, that was one where as I was winning, I was like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to win.
Of course you do. Dominaria, look, if you're not drafting crazy color combos with no fixing, you're not living.
Yeah. Also, do you know what I think is great in this format? Divination.
Divination is great.
It's so good.
It's very good.
This is a format where most of the decks you're playing against, you're going to have time to cast it, and it's going to be very important that you had more cards than your opponent.
Absolutely. And if you're playing, like I said, if you're playing wizards, well, guess what that does? Pumps up your wizard team.
And like, so again, like there are some aggro decks, like I've played them where sometimes they go like the 1-drop Dauntless Bodyguard into like 2-drop like Knight of Benalia or New Benalia, and you're just like, okay, and you get like completely mowed over.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. But like there's so many, there was like this is another one of my drafts that was blue-white. And I had a Sarah Angel, and then I had a Lyra Dawnbringer.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
And 3 copies of Divination in this deck. No, this isn't. Yes, this is the blue-white deck. 3 copies of Divination. And I just waited. I had seen my opponent had targeted themselves with a Homerod Explorer in the game before, and I had seen it in Bolus's clutches.
Yeah.
And I'm playing them in game, and like I ended up winning that game because I eventually like got them to spend all the removal on my worst creatures and then cast my Lyra.
Yeah.
And game 2, we're like playing, and I'm like taking a little bit of damage and going back and forth. And I'm just like, I have this Lyra in my hand, and I have the Sentinel of the Pearl Trident.
Yes.
The 5 mana that lets you, if it has flash, and you exile a historic spell when it comes, or a historic permanent you control. And I'm just like, do you know what? I'm looking at this deck and I'm like, I'm going to wait until I have 10 mana to cast this Lyra, because my opponent has in Bolus's clutches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sure enough, and like, I just like, you just have to be patient sometimes. Yep. And I'm not saying that it's like always the right thing to do, but in this case,
but why not? Especially if you're not losing.
Well, exactly. In this case, it's that I wasn't losing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I'm gonna win if my opponent doesn't have a way to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And so I wait, and I get to 10 mana, and I cast my Lyra, and sure enough, on my opponent's turn, I cast in Bolus's clutches, and I just flash in the Sentinel. I'm like, I feel like a genius.
That's great. That is great. I love it. And so scary for your opponent.
Yeah. And like, you could be like, I think part of the argument is like, maybe I gave them all those turns to draw it and they didn't have it earlier.
No.
But I don't know. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut feeling on it and be like,
absolutely. How do I lose this game?
Yeah. And the answer is that my opponent in Bolus's clutches, my Lyra.
I love that. Wow. You've had some sick decks.
Yeah. I've had like I said, I've really felt like party time draft in this.
You had a draft where you had 3 copies of On Sarah's Wings, did you not?
That was my first Lich's Mastery deck. That one was one of the worst ones I've drafted. I won 2 with that deck.
I love it.
I also had like 3 Blessed Light.
Oh.
That deck was just like, I don't know what was exactly missing.
I mean, you gained 3 life, so you...
My creature, it just did not have enough creatures in it, honestly, is what was happening. The match that I won was beautiful. I put On Sarah's Wings on a thing, and then like my opponent Blood Tallow Candled my creature with On Sarah's Wings, and I already had another one in my hand, and I had Lich's Mastery out and Invoke the Divine. So I just invoked the Divine on my own On Sarah's Wings. So that I drew 4 cards with Lich's Mastery.
I love it.
Oh, it was great.
And it's stuff like that too that makes this format really good, which is just these kind of little interesting interactions that aren't necessarily the ones that are, you know, on face value what you would do with the card.
Yeah.
And like what's the sword? What's the Forebear's Blade that moves around if creatures are dead? Dead. You can always, if you want, kill your own creature mid combat, move it onto another creature that's not being blocked, and then you kill it.
Right. Like there's just, and I feel like that's part of also what makes this draft format exciting, is that there's so much interesting stuff. There's like great things, but there's great answers, right? Like Forebear's Blade or Blackblade Reforged are both like great pieces of equipment. In Bolus's clutches, like absurd,
Fabulous.
and it's uncommon.
Yeah.
But you have Invoke the Divine, and you
Okay.
have Broken Bonds.
Yeah.
You just have like so many ways to handle it.
I love it.
It's great. Oh boy, is it great.
If you have a spooky story from Dominaria Draft, please tweet it at us with the hashtag Where's My Neck?
Where's my neck?
Which is a really spooky hashtag if you think
really
about
is.
it.
Where's my neck?
Did you ever hear the story of the girl with the ribbon tied around her neck? And
I don't think I want to. Was she dead the whole time?
Yes, of course she was. And the ribbon was holding her head on.
Yes,
Which
of course.
Really wouldn't work.
No.
Probably the way
No.
you wanted to.
No, I don't
Unless
think it would.
That ribbon was very large and very
It was like huge. It would have to be an enormous ribbon. And tied very
When
tight.
I was little, I always wanted to be that
Even
girl.
then, I don't think you wanted to be beheaded.
I wanted to be the one who was dead the whole
Oh my
time,
gosh.
and then I could creep people off by taking
That's
my
a
head
weird
off.
desire.
Roll away. I was a very creepy child. That is
I
accurate.
think we've covered this before.
About my journeys into the occult as a youth.
Yep, exactly.
It's true.
Oh, now I wish that we were using the hashtag occult youth. That's probably already taken.
Hey everybody, did you know Ultra Pro's the best?
They are. You can get these awesome deck boxes like the one that Maria's holding right now, the M2.
The M2, look at there's a little container for your dice at the top and your cards.
And it slides out.
Yeah.
It's a little tray that slides out, so you don't have to like maneuver like getting your deck out. You don't have to worry about like, oh, am I just showing my opponent what I'm playing?
And it's
Every time I
magnetic.
try and pull my deck out of the box.
Yeah, I love these deck boxes.
They're great.
I love having the dice
Beautiful.
because all you do is you just plump this
Look at
thing down,
It's
boom.
it's so fancy and red and white.
I know, and it looks like leather.
Lovely. Ugh,
Yeah,
nice.
I love it because it's just like one thing that you have,
Yeah.
right? And you're just ready to go.
And we keep talking about this binder too, this behind me. It has
Oh,
Teferi
yeah.
and Joyra and Karn. I just mean like when we're around in the office, I'm like,
This binder is
though.
super nice.
Binder though. And the ones that make you look like a business professional.
Oh yeah, business professional
The like
binders.
portfolio ones.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
Very fancy.
So head over to ultrapro.com. All of your fancy or, just casual gaming needs.
Yeah, they've got it all.
That's right, everybody. It's just a standard
Your
corner.
average everyday corner.
Typical corner.
Painted beige.
Oh.
Or the color on the paint can said nude Band-Aid.
Did you know acceptable beige is actually the name of a color?
Acceptable beige.
Acceptable beige.
Gross.
All right. So tell us what's happening from the standard GP.
All right, so Grand Prix Birmingham happened. As we said at the top of the show, it was a double Grand Prix with Legacy.
Ooh, yeah.
And just FYI, the Legacy winner, as we said, probably the oldest winner of any GP, Gary Campbell from Scotland, and it was a very emotional win, which was really cool to watch. So if you want to go back and check that out, watch the Twitch replays on twitch.tv/magic. And he was playing Mono Red Prison, and it beat a Delver deck. So if you're into Legacy, check that out some more. But we're going to talk mostly about Standard here.
That's right, because we're not made of legacy.
This isn't a Legacy corner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my home. This is my legacy corner.
It's my portrait of my grandfather. Started the first diamond building here in town.
Diamond.
The first building made,
diamond building?
made entirely of diamonds.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, Simon Nielsen, as we said, was the winner, famous for wearing his red tie at events covered with pieces of flair and playing Black Red Vehicles, which was the story of the weekend. 6 copies of Black Red Vehicles in the top 8.
Ouch.
6 out of 8.
Ouch. Let's look at these. They've got, of course, our buddy John.
Oh my gosh, you are saying so many words wrong. It's really weirding me out right now.
It's weirding me
Joblin Chamberlain.
What is going on?
Quick pause here for Megan's story. Where we were in some place and we were walking. We were in Chicago, I think it was, and we were just walking downtown, and there was a billboard for a history museum. And
No, it was for History Under the Influence, the
oh
YouTube
yeah,
series.
yes. And the billboard said, "Bring history to its knees," or whatever for some reason. I can't remember why. But Megan looked at it for a long time and thought it said, "Bring history to its kness," and was trying to figure out.
And I was
what
just
that meant.
standing there being like, what is Kness? What does that mean? Like, what?
It's like some kind of like Jewish like tribunal.
What?
I don't know. That's if we were playing Balderdash, that's what I would say Kness was. Jewish tribunal.
That's a weird guess.
Everybody would vote for it.
Well, Joblin Chamberlain.
Yeah, so here's an example of a Dominaria card peeking its way into an established deck already. Old Chain Whirly, if you're planning on playing any creatures with 1 toughness like I do, or any vampire players or whatever, watch out. This guy could get you.
Yeah, no kidding. This really bugs those vampire decks.
Yeah, and it has First Strike, a 3/3 First Striker too.
Ooh, for 3? What a world.
Pretty good card.
Yeah, and then we've got some classic friends in here. Heart of Kieran being the only vehicle.
So can we really call this vehicles? Was a question that was raised.
Yeah, is it more like black red aggro?
Oops,
if you're only
I
driving
agree.
1 car, are you really a vehicular artist?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You just happen to have
You're
a
just
car.
a person who has a car.
Like, was I playing blue-white vehicles because I had Ether Sphere Harvester in my deck?
No, you weren't.
I wasn't.
So black red aggro it is.
Yeah, all right, great.
Well, settled that.
Settled. Yeah, and that was what Simon was playing, but yeah, 6 out of 8 of the decks.
Jeez, they've got Chandra, Torch of Defiance. They're a little bit different from one to another. Like Martin uses here is a lot more about the big creatures. It's got Glory Bringers. It's got 4 Rekindling Phoenixes, whereas the other ones are a little bit lower to the ground with Inventor's Apprentice, Scrap Heap, Scrounger, Pia Nalar,
The
and
Bomat Courier.
Yeah, so I mean, you can have different flavors, but they are still,
Chandra, by the way,
yeah.
notably now, more difficult to kill than ever before.
Oh, it's so true now that you can't redirect.
Yep, so,
Yeah,
That's
you
a
can only target with the
PSA.
things that say target anything.
yep.
That's not the technical language, but we did have a blue-white control in the top 8.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
And this deck was kind of, this is one of the new ones that we kind of were like, oh, this is probably going to happen because Teferi. Because Teferi.
but Teferi's not even in here.
Nope.
Oh wait, yeah, he is.
Right there.
My bad.
There's 4 of them, in fact.
4 of him.
Plus Gideon.
Plus a single Gideon for Teferi. How did I miss that? Anyways, but yeah, Seal Away also making an appearance in all of these.
Yeah.
As the removal spell du jour.
De jour.
Du jour.
I'll have the seal away, please.
Oh, excellent choice.
Thank you.
Oh, we've also got Blink of an Eye.
Yeah, Blink of an Eye. This is interesting. I was kind of wondering if this card would be played by blue, and
Yeah.
sure enough,
Here it is. Some disallows. Some
this
essence
seems
scatters.
like the kind of deck you want to play, Megan.
I mean, yes.
It's very
Looking
pure.
at it,
There's no creatures
there
in
are
this
no
deck,
creatures.
except for Gideon, if you count that quote unquote.
Yeah, that's probably how you win.
Is there a Gearhulk in the sideboard even?
No, you have another Gideon.
Huh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is the pure as it gets.
Beautiful. For History of Benalia, though, on the sideboard.
Really? Oh.
That's interesting.
Wow, I wonder why.
Interesting.
Just if you need some creatures or something?
I guess.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this deck is cool. Like,
Yeah.
definitely not my flavor of ice cream, but it's great and it performs very, very well. It does everything that you want in a perfect control deck. It's got Pull from Tomorrow to draw cards. You're killing
Yep.
things with Settle the Wreckage. You're countering things with Disallow. Yeah.
Great.
Great stuff.
Great. More black-red vehicles. Oh, black-red vehicles. Oh, black-red vehicles. They all agree. 2 Chandra, 3 Heart of Kieran.
Oh, really?
Interestingly.
Okay.
Like they're like, and 4 Goblin Chain Whirlers. The rest of them, they're all sort of like, maybe some of this, maybe some of this.
But definitely.
Ooh, this one is playing, some of them are playing 2 Karn.
Karn! Karn is here.
Not all of them, but we have at least 2 of them that are playing 2 Karn, Scion of Urza.
Just to get you some card advantage in the game.
Karn advantage.
Karn advantage.
Everyone wants some Karn advantage. Karn advantage.
The only other card deck that was not one of those in the top 8 was Black Green Constrictor. So
Yeah.
we know about this deck, but it's got help now from Llanowar Elves.
Yes. Playing Llanowar Elves and, of course, Chupacabras. 4 Thrashing Brontodons.
Yeah.
Which is great. You get that little incidental ways to deal with artifacts or enchantment. And it's also just a big old creature.
And it's playing 4 copies of Adventurous Impulse.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the
Oh,
deck. So I guess I
nice.
don't have a Tune with Ether anymore, but I'll play Adventurous Impulse,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, look, yeah, it's like, oh, if I'm going to play a 1-mana sorcery, which I'm going to.
Which I'm going to, don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, I will always play it.
I will play it. But yeah, we alluded earlier to the mono black deck that
Ooh,
happened
that's
in this
right.
tournament, which is kind of cool.
Pretty sweet.
Mario Rodinas was playing mono black control and using, what's it called? Cabal Stronghold?
Yeah.
Cabal Stronghold to make a ton of black mana and be able to kick Jasu Vess.
Nice.
To make your army of the undead, essentially,
Yes.
with your billions of, what are they? Knights?
No.
No, zombies.
Zombies, like
Zombie
knights.
knights. Okay.
Also, there's a Tetsamok. Nice.
Sweet.
You can make a giant walking ballista.
Love it.
You could also Torment of Hailfire someone for 1 million. The number you're looking for is 1 million.
This deck is
X
great.
equals 1 million.
Yeah, and so this
For Karn.
Mario made it to day 2
Nice.
undefeated, but didn't manage to make the top 8. But this deck is cool.
This deck is super cool. I'm into this.
Me too. I mean,
Nice.
I definitely wouldn't play it at a tournament because I don't want to play this kind of deck, but I would definitely play this deck for fun.
Same.
On a stream.
I would play it in a tournament.
So let's just quickly look at the breakdown of how things happened at Birmingham. Black red vehicles. What is this? Day 2? 66 were present or in day 2. So that's 28% of the field.
Yeah. Jeez.
The second biggest, which is not surprising to me, was mono green.
Steel Leaf.
Playing Steel Leaf
Champion. And then Black Green Constrictor right after that.
Snack.
26.
Snack time.
White Blue Control coming in at 23. White Black Vehicles, which you didn't see a list for.
Interesting.
But I wonder what that's looking like.
Me too.
In fact, you know what?
Black,
I think we
white,
could
look it
even
up.
say.
Is it playing knights and stuff? That's what I want to know.
Don't know.
And further down the list, we had mono red or mostly red, that kind of thing. But you know what's interesting is
Why are we
Scarab
using
God?
Bing?
I don't know, because it was just what was on there. It's just what happened.
Ugh.
Bing just happened.
Frustrating.
Sometimes Bing happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, no Scarab God to be seen
That's right.
coming in day 2, which is just kind of crazy. Like, Scarab God, you were dominating everything for forever, and I hated you so much. And now, like, where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you? Some people were asking. I posted a deck tech for the SRAM deck that I played at Grand Prix Seattle a little while ago, and they were asking, can you still play this in Dominaria? And the answer is, oh yeah, I think you probably can, but you're gonna have to make some changes. I saw a 5-0 list that was playing Danitha, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
So Danitha, she helps discount your
Yeah.
stuff in that
That's
deck.
pretty
so I'm gonna
awesome.
try that out for sure.
I like it. So here's a black. This isn't black-white vehicles, but this is black-white.
Okay.
It's got 2 Gideons, 3 Knight of Malice, 2 Lyra, 4 Scrap Heap, 4 Toolcraft Exemplar, 3 Walking Ballista, 4 Fatal Push.
There's the
4
heart- there,
Heart
yep.
Kieran. So this
This
is
it.
I guess since we're calling one vehicle decks.
Yes,
Vehicle
vehicles.
decks.
That's
2
weird.
Cast Out and 4 History of Benalia and 4 Karn.
Sure enough.
Wow.
This one seems really cool too.
This does seem sweet.
I wanna
That
test
does
all these
seem
out.
pretty sweet. All right.
Neat.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Well,
so there's your standard
What
kind
are
of
you
wrap.
picking up?
I'm picking up. I'm still gonna see if I can make SRAM happen.
All right.
I don't know because Teferi being in the format is very scary. Teferi scary,
Teferi scary.
and that deck playing Blink of an Eye 2 is
This deck is Teferi
Really
scary.
it's very scary for me.
Yeah.
But if it just loses to that deck, I suppose that's probably okay. But where the heck is blue red God Pharaoh's Gift? Where did that go?
I don't know. It disappeared.
Why isn't it here?
It evaporated into the ether.
That deck was insane.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah.
See, that way people are still playing white blue gift in day 2, but where the heck is the better version, which is the blue red version?
Oh, it's right here above it.
Oh, okay, so it's the same.
Where is it? Oh,
it's right
It's
here.
on the line.
Both
it's on
had
the
4
type on
copies
the-
in day 2.
4 copies.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
maybe
that's not a
people
lot.
came and it just like wasn't as good.
I mean, yeah, maybe people just didn't want to play it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Weird. Okay.
knows?
Which one are you playing?
People were like, "This is too good." Blue white control.
Oh yeah, for
White
sure.
blue control. Yeah.
For sure.
Into it.
Oh, this is a fun story I didn't mention. Simon Nielsen, by the way, day 2, he slept in and he missed his first round.
No.
birthday, so it was okay.
That's kind of hilarious.
So you know what? Even if things seem terribly bad in your life, guess what?
Even if you feel like you really ruined things,
you can win. You can always win out.
You can always win a G.
Let's play a game of Flavortext Theater's Pick, Lick, or Flick.
That's right. We're going to crack this booster of Dominaria right here. And we're going to pick 3 cards at a time and tell you which ones we would pick, lick, and flick.
Self-explanatory, I think.
Obviously.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
First trio. This one.
Okay, and this one?
Okay, I've got
And
that one.
ooh.
Llanowar Envoy, Rampaging Cyclops, and In Bolus Clutches!
Okay, obviously picking in Bolus's clutches.
All
this
day.
This card is so good.
It's gosh.
I first picked this earlier today.
Excellent.
It's so good.
I was about to say that it's probably better than most rares in this set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. It is.
just
It
is,
is
'cause it
rare
is those
quality.
rares.
Yeah. And then we also have, so I think I would lick the Llanowar Envoy.
Same.
This Rampaging Cyclops. Sorry, buddy.
You're getting flicked. Get out of here.
Flicked. All right. Pick one.
Blessing of Belzenlock.
Divination.
Oh, so this is going to get spicy.
And Warlord's Fury. Well, Maria, what do you think?
Okay, obviously we're picking Divination here.
Yeah.
The real question is which one are we flicking and which one are we licking?
So here's the problem. Obviously you picked Divination. Yep.
Yeah,
Are you
for sure.
licking the giant sword that's really sharp, or are you licking the flaming sword?
Oh gosh, I feel like they're both awful.
They're
but if
both
you lick
terrible.
the flaming sword, at least your wound will be cauterized.
That's true. All right, I guess
right.
it's licking Warlord's Fury.
Licking the fury, flicking the blessing. Get out of here. All right, here is Pardic Wanderer. It's a 5/5 trampler for 6.
Memorial to War.
You.
You pick another one.
Okay, boom. Relic Runner.
Ooh.
Interesting.
All right. Do you know what? This is going to be controversial.
Yeah.
I think I pick Relic Runner.
I am on the same train. I'm going to pick the Relic Runner.
It's really good in a historic deck.
Yeah,
And
it is.
historic decks are easy to draft enough of.
But the point is, too, why this is tough. Pardic Wanderer is better than it looks
It is very good.
because of the historic synergies.
Exactly. And it's just like a 5/5 trample for 6.
And I'm flicking this Memorial to War.
Yeah, we're definitely
all
flicking.
the way.
So I'm licking the Pardic Wanderer.
Yeah, it'll taste like, just
Rocks.
don't do it when it's cold. No. Allow your tongue to freeze to it.
Nope.
Okay, here we've got Vicious Offering. Oh, excellent.
Ooh, that's a great one. Healing Grace.
Yuck.
Frenzied Rage. Well, I think we both know what we're picking.
We're definitely picking Vicious Offering.
Yes.
This card is great.
I think I lick Healing Grace.
More than Frenzied Rage? Yeah, you're probably... Gosh.
I mean, you don't have to lick the same one that I do.
That's true.
I just like Healing Grace. You know, it's being nice. This angel is coming and healing this soldier.
That's true, but this is an aura, so I've got to lick the
This
aura.
is whatever faith you have in Sarah, she has more in you.
Yeah, that's really
Whatever,
nice.
Dawnbringer. It's very nice.
I'm in.
That's nice. Okay, here we go.
All right, last one is
ones.
just 2. Fall of the Thread.
Is the rare and Tetsuko
Oh.
Umezawa.
Definitely
I take
Tetsuko all day.
Man, okay, so the other day I lost to a deck that had the verdant whatever, the 8-mana thing that makes saprolings every turn.
Yeah.
And they like played it and I was like, okay, I can't get through for a while. Like I'm gonna try and have to figure this out. And then they played Tetsuko and just like hit me with all of their unblockable saprolings and I was like, fair enough.
That's great.
Fair enough.
You know what's interesting about Tetsuko too is I asked a question. I was like, hey, if you're not playing a deck that has any notable synergies with this, do you still play it? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, if you're in blue, you still play
Absolutely, because
It's a 1/3
a lot of
unblockable.
times you have other cards in your deck, like Relic Runner or whatever, that you haven't even thought of, like, oh, I'm playing this because I have Tetsuko.
it. Yeah, but it's just like,
It's
hey,
like,
it's
oh,
gonna be unblockable.
That's unblockable.
Pretty sweet.
Oh, my Lava Runner, which I hadn't pumped up yet, it's unblockable too.
Nice.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for listening to yet another episode.
Yet another.
Yet another.
You're always like, will this be the last one? But yet again.
Yet again,
Another
here
one
it
comes
is.
out the next week.
I know that you're really listening just to figure out when you'll have listened for the last time. But guess what?
You're going to have to keep doing it.
We were still here this entire time.
Thank you to everybody who is a supporter of the show and backs us on patreon.com/MTAcast. Like we said, it's super easy to become a member, and it takes like a literal minute.
Yes, it's so quick, and it means so much to us.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the amount of time spent to the volume of appreciation.
Oh, it's huge.
Huge return.
Huge return.
Like there's barely anything that gets that kind of return.
And I want us to keep adding new members to our Magic the Amateuring family, and I just want the number to grow, and we've kind of hit a plateau point. And so if you're one of the people who's been kind of sitting back, I encourage you to take the time this month to become a member of the show, because it would mean a lot to us, and it shows us that you think that we are, worth like $1 an episode.
Yeah.
So that would be super cool.
That'd be very nice.
And thank you once again to cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. They've got all the latest and greatest stuff over there that you could possibly need. And they do lots of creative things, like we mentioned, the Chaos Pack thing that you can just buy, these battle decks, starter decks. They've got it all.
And thanks again to Ultra Pro, sick playmats, sick sleeves, sick binders. They're just ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, take some medicine, because I'm full of the sick stuff from Ultra Pro.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.